Hello you guys and welcome back to my channel. So today, as you can tell by the title, we are going to be ranking Avatar The Last Airbender characters. I might be doing a ranking of Legend of Korra characters later on, but just let me know if you guys want me to do that. But anyway, I'm really excited to do this. This has been probably like my favorite show now. I watched it like when I was little, but it became my favorite show when I rewatched it now as an adult, and like it's just everything to me now. I love all of the lessons that I've learned from it. It's just all around great show, top tier, best show ever, and it also has like what 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's a perfect show. It's literally the most perfect show in the world. So as you can see here, we have God tier, Flameo Hotman in the second to top tier. And we have cute, Outer Walls of Ba Sing Se, and then Boiling Rock. Like you can go to Boiling Rock for all I care. So basically I put all of the main characters for last just so I can whiz through all of the ones that like aren't really as important, or like I really don't have that much to say about them, and then like I'm just probably gonna talk forever about the main characters. So the first one we have here is Bato of the Water Tribe. I remember that episode, Bato of the Water Tribe. Bato's gonna go in cute. I really don't I don't really care for him. Then we have the Cabbage Man. Where would we be without the Cabbage Man? He's going in Flameo Hotman. Literally every single time he was on screen, he stole the show. Sparky Boom Man, Combustion Man. He's going in Boiling Rock. He really didn't give anything to me besides blasts and annoyance, so he's going in Boiling Rock. There's nothing to say. He literally didn't even talk. Who's also going under, no. I'm gonna put the Sandbenders under Outer Walls of Ba Sing Se. Most of them did know better, but the ones who took Appa, yeah, I'm not fucking with you. Especially when Aang started to cry, like I literally was about to lose it. I was like, we need to fight Appa now. Fuck these Sandbenders. I'm about to fight somebody.
I'm about to beat this bitch up.
Then we have Haru. I don't know why everybody liked Haru that much. Like, he wasn't a bad character, but like he really just wasn't giving what everybody said he was giving. Like, he had about like what 2 episodes of screen time, and all of a sudden y'all are thirsting over Haru. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how people are thirsting, real life thirsting over Haru of all people. He's gonna go in cute in front of Bato, just because I can't put him in Outer Walls of Ba Sing Se because he didn't do anything wrong. Then we have the first firebending master. He was a little bitch. Zhong Zhang at first he was a little bitch. Then he kind of grew on me, but again, there's not really much to say. I do want to say that I feel so bad for, not bad for him, but like it's just so sad that his whole mentality about firebending, and he's like a whole master, is that like it's only to destroy and it's only for destruction and like to burn. And like I really wish he was there, or like he learned from Zuko and Aang about like the true nature of firebending, so that he wouldn't have to think that like his powers are like inherently like evil, because that's just so sad. Like, and all he wants to do is help people and like help people grow, and like he thinks firebending only brings like destruction, which it mostly does, but like where would we be without heat? Where would we be without the sun? Like nowhere, you know? So I'm gonna put Zhong Zhang in cute, but I'm gonna put him in front of Bato. He's staying in the Outer Walls of Ba Sing Se. I don't know why all of y'all thought that little redemption arc he had going was it, because it wasn't. Like, it was cute, like he helped save them from some of the Dai Li, but I'm just like, okay, like you did so many other things that were just annoying. Like, it wasn't even that he was like bad, because he was bad, he was just annoying. Everything about this man annoys me. His eyebrows annoy me. They're too pointy, they look too angry. I'm good on that. Oh my gosh, okay, now we have Jin. Jin was so cute, and I'm putting her in front of, You're not putting her in front of Gyatso, and what are you gonna do about it? Nothing. You're not gonna do anything about it, because I really like Jin. And let me tell you, I actually shipped her and Zuko so hard, and I was so mad that she didn't get more screen time, because this girl was so perfect for him. She was like such a ball of energy, like, and she was so like happy, and I don't know, they were just such like a good dynamic, you know? Like, he was so like emo and like angsty and shit, and she was just like such like a ball of energy. Like, she asked him out on a date. She's so confident. She like always was making conversation out of nothing, laughing, like just such a nice, sweet girl. And I wish he ended up with her, but it's fine. It's totally okay. And we have Judy. I was almost about to call her Julie. Judy, she can stay in the outer walls of Ba Sing Se. Dr. Seuss who? Y'all heard that rhyme. Yeah, don't really care for her. Really weird. That whole entire episode freaked me out. Like, my skin was crawling. It was not cute. Then we have June. June is cute. June, she's gonna go in front of, behind, yeah, right there. King of Ba Sing Se, he was funny, but he wasn't giving the give. I'm gonna put him in Outer Walls of Ba Sing Se. This man, well, I don't know why I'm forgetting his name, but I hated him. Head of the Dai Li. He can stay in Boiling Rock for all I care. And the fact that he thought he could outsmart and try Azula, I felt so bad for him. Like, that's so embarrassing. Imagine thinking you could outsmart Azula. Long Shot was cute. I'm putting him here just because he didn't talk. But the one time he did talk, he spat out facts. Then we have this man. I don't care for him. He's going in Outer Walls of Ba Sing Se, and let me tell you why. I still did not forgive any of them for tearing down those walls and like literally like just like taking down all the culture of the Airbenders. Like, when you know that they're basically extinct and like you're doing all this, like, I don't care if you're like a refugee or not. That really like pissed me off. Like, how are you going to go somewhere else? Like, yeah, seek safety, seek a place to live. That's cool. But then like to destroy a whole sacred temple? I never forgave them for that. I don't care if they did help or not. Literally, no. Him and his son can go in Outer Walls of Ba Sing Se for all I care. Nope. Nope. Fucking Momo. Some of y'all's about to be real mad at me, but I hate Momo. I hate Momo. He's so annoying. How can people prefer Momo over Appa? It's embarrassing. It's giving very embarrassment. Momo is so annoying. Contributes basically nothing. All he does is around. I don't even know what that noise was. I'm very sorry, but very annoying. Doesn't contribute anything except for funny moments. We have Sokka for that. We have Toph for that. I'm sorry. Haku, he came around. I will say he came around, but that whole little misogynistic act he was pulling, yeah, I'm not here for it. He'll either go in out like the he's gonna go first in Outer Walls of Ba Sing Se because he's almost cute, but that whole thing he was pulling just because he was mad at Katara and Sokka's grandma for leaving when she didn't want to marry him, distasteful. Then we have Hama. Now, Hama is a really complex character because everything Hama was doing was out of anger, was out of reparations, was out of anger, if we're being honest. Her backstory like is so sad. She literally, I keep on saying literally, obviously this happened. The fact that she was the last waterbender in the Southern Water Tribe after the Southern they weren't the Southern Raiders, that's like in a later episode, but after Firebenders came and took all of them hostage and like captured them, it's so sad that she fought for the last of her tribe. And honestly, if we're being honest, after all of that happening and after having like being taken away from your family forcefully and your whole entire tribe of waterbenders being taken forcefully by the firebenders, it turned into anger, and I can't be mad at her for that. Yes, it was very creepy and it was very wrong to do, because what she did to innocent people was like awful. Some of these firebenders, new generation firebenders, are not the source of what happened to her, but I also understand her anger. I also understood where that came from, because when you have everything taken away from you, it's like, it wasn't such a young age. What was she, like in her 20s or something? And she was fighting so hard, and to see all of that just be taken away from you, it's just so sad. And if I'm being honest, I would have become angry too. Probably not to her extent of doing what she did to other people. I don't know. I would maybe try and blood bend some bitches, but I'm going to put Hama just because I like her character, not her as a person, just what her character means and what her character symbolizes, especially in, I guess, even today's society, reparations. Like literally, like that's what she's angry. She like wants, you know, she wants people to hurt the way she hurt. So I'm gonna put her, sorry, there's like a motorcycle outside. I'm gonna put her in cute. She's just a way more interesting character than all of these people. Then we have Master Piandao. He's cute. He's going right here. And yeah. Behind Master Gyatso, really nice man. Sozin is going in Boiling Rock. It is so, he's just more interesting than all these other characters, and yes, more interesting than Momo, because fuck Momo. But Sozin, crazy man, literally insane. And it's so weird, especially like to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender as an adult and not link it to today's society and to today's like today's politics. It's very hard not to, because it's so blatant and in your face, and it talks about it like you can't deny it. So like that's also what I just love about this show. But yeah, I'm putting Sozin in Boiling Rock. Then we have Boomy. Boomy's Flameo. Love that man. The Boulder. The Boulder was so cute. Love the Boulder. Actually, no. The Boulder's going in Flameo Hotman. I really like the Boulder. He was really funny. Pipsqueak. I think that's the name. Going the same. Yeah. I don't, like all of Jet's crew, I really don't really have that much of an emotional connection to. Then we have this owl. Crazy. I'm gonna put him in Outer Walls of Ba Sing Se. Shinfu, Outer Walls of Ba Sing Se. And his accomplice, Outer Walls of Ba Sing Se. Mr. Moonslayer, Boiling Rock. Weirdo. And he got what he deserved in Legend of Korra. Like, what? Then we have Miss Kiyoshi herself. Kiyoshi is God tier. Actually, yeah, Kiyoshi's God tier. Kiyoshi's wiping out bitches left and right. Kiyoshi is so funny solely because of that one sentence that she said on Avatar, of the Avatar Days episode. They were literally trying to find every single reason why, why the Avatar did not kill that general guy. And she just swooped in right there and said it. She said, yeah, I killed him. What are y'all gonna do about it? Yes, and when she was talking to Aang, and she was like, when she was telling him about, she was giving him advice on what he should do with, Fire Lord Ozai, and she told him straight up. She was like, only justice will bring peace. And I said, Miss Black Lives Matter? Miss No Justice, No Peace? I said yes. This is why I love Kiyoshi. And again, you can't look at this show and not bring it back to real world problems. Hakoda, ooh, just love that name, Hakoda, you know. Hakoda is going in front of everybody in cute. Sorry, I don't make the rules. Especially, oh my gosh, this scene, this has kind of more to do with Katara than him, but the scene where Katara is like, she's crying in his arms and she's like, I know you had to leave, but I don't understand why I'm still so angry. And I'm just like, whoa, why do I relate? I was like, she was like, why did you have to leave, Dad? I was like, wow, Katara. Then Yue is going in Flameo. Yue doesn't get enough credit for what she did in the first season. She basically helped save them all, her and Aang. And Yue is so selfless as a person, I feel like, to do that and to give her life back to a spirit is like amazing. What I will say about her is she can be a little weird with the whole, I'm leaving. Like, I'm done. You know, yeah. And confusing Sokka every 5 minutes. Ursa's going in. Okay, I haven't read the comics, but I know her new life and what she did with that, and it kind of rubs me the wrong way. I'm not gonna lie. I know she didn't have much of a choice, especially because of the deal she made with Ozai, like leaving the kingdom. But going back and starting a whole new family and seemingly and not even thinking about Azula and Zuko really was just very heartbreaking to me. I'm gonna put her at the end. I'm gonna put her in front of Longshot because she was very strong in what she did. Or in front of Bati too. She was very strong for what she did. Then Ozai's going in Boiling Rock. I don't know where else you expected me to put him. Next we have May. We're getting into the main characters now. We have May. May's nice, May is cool. When Ty Lee said she had a dingy gray aura, she wasn't wrong. But there's a reason why she has a dingy gray aura, and I feel bad for her that she basically had to shut up and look pretty her entire childhood. She's going in Flameo Hotman in front of the Cabbage Man just because I feel like, well, she definitely saved them at Boiling Rock. And she's a good girlfriend. She was trying her best to understand Zuko and where he was coming from. And honestly, great girl, great fighter too. May, people don't give May a lot of credit for her fighting skills. That girl is lethal, okay? That whole entire squad of 3, lethal, would not want to fight them. Scary. Then we have Ty Lee. I love Ty Lee. Ty Lee is going in front of everybody in Flameo Hotman. Ty Lee, great girl. Great woman. Just an all-around nice person. She loves and receives love. She can't help that her aura is amazing and everyone wants to be around her. That's not her fault. Now next is Suki. I love Suki. Suki is going in, she's also going in Flameo Hotman. Yeah, it's true. Suki is everything. Suki is straight up a Virgo woman. You guys know how much I love my Virgo women if you watch the videos on my channel, but I believe that she's Virgo, and you're not telling me any other thing, because Miss Suki, we have only seen her fight about 3 or 4 times in this whole show, and every single time she has been nothing but amazing. Like, just whooping ass, except when she was fighting Azula. I mean, we kind of just knew where that was gonna go anyway. I love the group with Suki in it, with Suki and Zuko in it. I feel like it just makes it more whole and like such like I love that friend group with both of them in it, so yeah. Iroh. I love Iroh. Iroh's was going in God tier. But we also do have to look at the flaw in his character. Obviously, he was a part of trying to colonize Ba Sing Se and trying to take over Ba Sing Se. Killed so many people too. We can't forget that. But we also have to acknowledge how he's grown and how he learned. And there's nothing better than a person who's grown and learned from their actions and it tries their best to live out just a loving life. Always giving the best advice. If you look up Uncle Iroh quotes, I promise you, so many will just apply and feel great. I love Uncle Iroh. Then we have Aang. A lot of people don't, like, people like Aang, but a lot of people don't like acknowledge how good of a character he is because he's a main character. Like, a lot of people are just like, oh, he's not one of my favorite characters, he's the main character, that's so basic. And I feel like that's basic to say that. Just because he's the main character, you don't like him. And I must admit, I don't like a lot of main characters. Main characters to me can be annoying and just disgusting, but Aang was never ever a malicious or evil or inherently angry person, and I feel like he should have been. Based on everything that happened, waking up 100 years from when you ran away from home and finding out everybody died, like everybody, your entire race died from a mass genocide from the Fire Nation, and you're sitting here wondering, wait, I have a whole friend in the Fire Nation, they would never do this. And you're just like sitting here like, how? Like, I would be so angry and I would be so hateful. Like, and for him not to be that way, sorry, I'm gonna put him in God tier. For Aang not to be evil and spiteful and hateful, and for him to still be so wise and understanding of others and compassionate is just amazing, especially for a 12-year-old. I mean, now he's like, what? By the end of the season, he was like 13, 14. But like, for you not to like stick to that anger and that bitterness, especially like when he had all the right to be, is just amazing. Then we have Appa. Appa's God tier. Literally carried the entire show on his back. Then Sokka. Where would we be without Sokka? Nowhere. Who else can read a map? Who else is making strategies? Who else is coming up with the idea of submarines? Nobody. Nope, nobody. He's going in God tier. He's going behind Aang. Also, can we talk about Aang and Sokka's dynamic duo? Brother-in-laws, great people, great two people to be paired with. Sokka's everything. Sokka's so funny. I don't think the show would be the show without Sokka. And some people, it amazes me how some people are just like, we don't need Sokka. Sokka was so annoying. Like, he contributed nothing. He was the only non-bender. And I'm just like, where would we be without Sokka? Like, nobody else was making strategy. No one else was timing their travels. Like, come on. Next we have Katara, and buckle up because I have a lot to say about Katara. First of all, I'm putting her in God tier, yes, and I hope some of you get mad at that because I want to explain why. First, let's talk about how Katara is the younger sibling and was the one taking care of Sokka and everyone when her dad left, and filling the role of being a mom because nobody else could handle it. And that oftentimes is a role that a lot of women take, just inherently, like the motherly role and making sure the men in the family are good. And not to say that Sokka contributed nothing, because obviously I love Sokka. You guys just heard me talk about how much I love Sokka. But it's just so sad to me how people automatically are just like, Katara is such a bad sibling. And whilst what she did say to Sokka, you didn't love mom as much as I did, was awfully wrong. And I did not like what she said to him one bit. I thought that was very uncalled for. Her anger is so justified, and I absolutely hate when people are like, she talks about her mom every 5 minutes. And I'm just like, yeah, She's 14 and saw her mom burnt alive in a tent. She has survivor's guilt. Like, her mom literally lied to somebody and said that she was the last waterbender just so she could save Katara, which is an amazing heroic role. Obviously, you're a mother, so you're gonna save your kids. But like, Katara heard all that, and then she comes back to see her mom burnt alive. She has survivor's guilt. Like, that's so much trauma to endure as like a young kid seeing that, and she was the only one that did see that with her dad. So like, obviously her anger compared to Sokka's is gonna be a little bit worse because she saw that. Not to say that Sokka doesn't have any anger, or he dislikes his, or he doesn't love his mom as much as Katara did. That's completely false. But like, Katara is lashing out, and her motherliness and her caring for people is so justified. And the fact, same thing with Aang. Like, yes, Katara has her bursts of anger moments, but the fact that she was so trusting and loyal to people, she was so loyal to people. I hate the Katara slander. And the thing that annoys me most is that people only like female characters who are like the femme fatale, or the strong independent woman who doesn't need a man but has a man side piece, or doesn't need a man but like wears the pants in the relationship. And that's amazing. That's great. I love, y'all know I love Black Widow. I love Catherine Pierce from The Vampire Diaries. I love women like that. Those have mostly been some of my favorite characters. But I always wondered why it was so awful for a female character to be vulnerable with her emotions and let it out. But it's completely okay for a male character to do that. Cough, cough, Zuko. It's completely okay for Zuko to lash out and talk about his honor every 5 seconds. But for Katara, it's fun. It's not fine. She's annoying. She's a bitch. She's everything. And that always annoyed me, because characters like Katara and Elena Gilbert from The Vampire Diaries, and even Bella from Twilight, there was always such a stigma against them because they weren't obviously Katara is a bad bitch, but she also has this vulnerability to her that if we look around the women around her, not everyone has. And you might compare her to Ty Lee, but it's not the same. One is supposed to be representing like a soft, fun, bubbly, like nice spirit who sometimes cries, but it's like cute, like it's always cute, and it's not like always meant to be taken seriously. Katara is always serious. Like, her emotions are very serious, very valid, and like very not to say that Ty Lee's emotions are invalid, because she went through her own stuff, but seeing everything Katara's gone through, and she's just very serious about her emotions, and that's completely fine. Because if we look around her, we have women like, we have May, not emotionally vulnerable but a bad bitch. We have Azulla, baddest bitch of them all. Toph, you know, amazing, like gets shit done, like is not like about any bullshit, like barely is emotionally vulnerable. And yes, we've seen her cry one or two times, but not even really. Like, you don't really see Toph cry. You don't really see Toph be that emotionally vulnerable, and that's fine because that's who she is. I love Toph. Literally, she's my favorite character on that show. When you look around at all the other females around them, and then even June and like all these other people, all these other female characters are like usually bad bitches or like funny emotional. And like, why is it so awful when Katara's like that? Even, I will spill into The Vampire Diaries a little bit. If you watch The Vampire Diaries, look at the people Elena's around. Caroline, bad bitch. Not really that emotionally vulnerable. Bonnie, bad bitch, has cried, justified. Then Catherine Pierce. These are all people that haven't let their emotions out. And even when sometimes I think that they should, like they have the right to like let their emotions out and cry and let it out. And It's fine that they don't, and they're praised because they don't. But why is it so bad that Elena does that? Why is it so bad that she cries that her entire family is dead? You know, and that's what I love about Katara, because she doesn't turn her back on people who need her. She is very emotionally aware, and I just love Katara. And I just went on a whole spiel on why I hate the Katara hate, but y'all are gonna stop hating on female characters who aren't the baddest of bitches. Then we have Zuko. Where else is he going except for God tier? He is the prime example of learning from your wrongs and growing from them. His entire character arc, probably the best character arc I've seen in any TV show. Zuko, and it's so realistic how it was portrayed. Like, he found himself a little bit, then he went off the rails again, and kind of fell off track, but he got back on track on his own. And I feel like that's what's so special, is that he is aware now, and he just pushed through so much, especially at such a young age. I love Zuko. Then we have Azula. Some of y'all about to be real mad at me, but it must be said, the show wouldn't be as amazing as it is without Azula, and that's why she's first in God tier. And let me tell you why. She is the most interesting character on Avatar: The Last Airbender. She is the most interesting character. She is the baddest bitch of them all. She is. Go against Azula, it's gonna cost ya. It's gonna cost ya. I'm almost speechless because Azula is like untouchable. Like, she's so interesting because watching her grow up as this, like, from this like annoying, like, mean child into like the psychopath, and then her downfall into like a psychopath is crazy. And the fact that all she wanted was her mom to like love her, and she never really received love, if we're being honest. She didn't get it from her mom, obviously. Obviously, Ira thinks she's crazy, as does everyone, duh. And people think that she got love from her dad, but that wasn't love. Like, if you think about it, he wasn't capable of love. He killed his dad and banished his wife. Like, he used Azula solely because he knew she was the best firebender in that bitch. Okay? Okay? Azula is lethal. Okay, there is no other villain that I think, she is one of the top tier villains that I've ever seen, ever, because her will is immaculate. Her ability to survive under any circumstance is just amazing. Chef's kiss, you know? I feel like Azula's downfall, especially like the way they animated it, was so heart-wrenching, and like, I almost started to tear up for her. Like, I felt so bad for her. And it's not that she's a good person, because she isn't, and I'm so glad that they did not give her a redemption arc, because not every villain needs to have a redemption arc. She's evil because and the thing is, she's not angry. Azula's never been angry. Okay, because if we think about it, the two different firebending styles between her and Zuko was angry. Azula's never been angry. Azula has suppressed that anger and that sadness so far down to where when she bends, she's not bending out of anger, which a lot of people get mixed up. She's a sociopath. Like, she doesn't feel shit. So like, when she's firebending basically off logic, or off her brain. She's not following her heart, which is also another reason why I think, even out of her wits, out of her, like, when she is like crazy, she still would have beaten Zuko. There's no way, just because he found the correct way of firebending, Azula still would have fucked him up, and that's just on period. But anyway, I love Azula. I'm gonna like ramble on about how much I love Azula, but yeah, love that girl. Then we have Toph. I might have to put Toph above Azula. Toph, Zuko, and Azula are my top 3 favorite characters. They are I'm getting a tattoo, by the way, that represents the fire. The Earth Kingdom symbol on my foot, or on my ankle, because I love Toph so much, and like, you know, she feels with her feet and whatever. But I love Toph. She is the perfect representation of a Taurus. Hot-headed, loves to eat and relax, like finer things in life, and can beat a bitch's ass. Like, also, I love Taurus people. hey, if you're a Taurus, be my friend. But I love Toph. She, without the characters that appeared in season 2, like Toph, Azula, Ty Lee, May, this show wouldn't have been as good as it is now. And I fully stand by that. That was my tier list. I went for a way longer than I thought I was going to, but yeah. But yeah, my God tier list is looking pretty good. I love how like basically all the main characters are in God tier because they all deserve it. But yeah, if you guys want to see me do Legend of Korra next, please do that. I'm also in the process of doing a movie commentary on Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I just did Goblet of Fire, and then I have all the other ones before that movie up on my channel, so if you guys want to watch that, that's cool. I also I'm taking a few movie commentary requests. I usually do besides like teen fantasy, I usually do like horror movies, so if you guys have any horror movie requests, put them in the comments down below. You can follow my Instagram and my Twitter, those are in the link down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week with a movie commentary. Bye.